The next speaker is Reverend Majed El Shafie, President and founder of One Free World International, a human rights advocate, one of the leading international organizations advocating human rights globally, which has 28 branches around the world. He recently returned from a mission to northern Iraq to stand with the minorities who continue to be targeted with the brutality and violence of ISIS. And the quote that came to me for you, sir, was another favorite. When the world is no longer under your feet, all we have to stand on is what we stood for. Sir.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. When they told me we have 8 minutes, I wonder if it's 8 minutes Egyptian time or Canadian. I just discovered it's Canadian time.
Egyptian mean 80.
My name is Majed El Shafie. I was in the Egyptian prison and I was tortured because I'm Christian. I make no apology for my Christian belief, and I feel more sorry for the officer who tortured me. Because what he did, he made me stronger, he made me more united, and he made me more standing for the truth. And that's what's happening right now. We all spoke about what ISIS did. We all spoke about the damages that they made. I would like to say that without ISIS, we will not be having this meeting in unity. Different community, different people, different background.
So thanks for ISIS.
But in the truth and the reality, we have to understand that the biggest dilemma that facing Islam as a faith and belief today is not the rising of the extremists, but the silence of the moderate Muslims.
Right.
We need to understand the politically correctness, with all due respect, hell with their politically correctness, like with all due respect. With all due respect, politically correctness hurted you more than it hurted the Canadian society. Politically correctness made a wall between us and you to communicate and to build and to challenge and to confront the real issues and to get to real solution. Politically correctness damaged you more than damaged us. But today, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for doing a conference like that. I'm a man that hate have no place in my heart. Even though I was tortured in Egypt, but I am here in this conference. And to be honest with you, this conference will never be able to make unless we are in Canada. Can you imagine in any conference in the world that you can have Christians, Muslims, Jews, Shia, Sunnis sitting down side by side? It's only in Canada that this can happen. But if we want to solve the problem of ISIS, we have to speak about the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room here right now, the injustice that faced the Sunni groups for 10 years in Iraq. ISIS, when they entered Iraq, they entered with the power of 1,800 fighters, just 1,800 fighters. In a matter of few days, they took over 40% of Iraq, include the largest second city, Mosul. How? Why? Why the Sunni tribes allowed them, invited them? Because for 10 years they faced injustice. And injustice and terrorism work together very well, by the way. Because they faced 10 years injustice from the Maliki government, the Shia regime in the land. Now, I do respect what the Imam said. But the truth and the reality, the Iranian influence have to end in Iraq. Because Iraq is for Iraqis. They're Muslims, Shias or Sunnis, they're Christians, they're Yazidis, their Shabak, their caucus, and any other minorities.
Right.
All influence, all.
The truth and the reality, if we want to end ISIS danger in Iraq, we have as well to stop funding them, which is mean the countries that supporting them, like such as Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Turkey, have to be punished and accounted for what they did.
Thank you.
If we want to defeat ISIS here in Canada, I don't believe that ISIS is here in Canada. I believe, let me just finish please, if you don't mind. I believe that ideology, I believe, and I do respect the Canadian government decision to send the jet fighters to do a military intervention to protect the minorities on the ground and to push ISIS back. However, 3 minutes Egyptian time. However, bullets will not kill ideology. Education, education, education. We can speak about any solution that you like. But without the education of the people on the ground, the proper education, don't forget that Ayman al-Zawahiri is a medical doctor. Education is not the proper education, the education of the separation between the religion and the state. Any religion, any state. Doesn't matter what religion you are, doesn't matter what state you are. In the end, dear friends, قال تعالى ولا تعتدوا إن الله لا يحب المعتدين وإن أرسلناكم رحمة للعالمين. We send you as a mercy upon nations. From this picture to the picture that we are facing right now, there is a gap. How we can close this gap? We can close this gap when we are united together, when we are fighting for each other. As a moderate Muslim, you have my word on behalf of my organization that you will not fight alone. We will be with you. Because when the extremists is done with the Jews, done with the Christians, done with the Baha'is, done with the Ahmadiyyas, done with all the minorities, you will be next. And for that, we are together until the end. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
With respect, ISIS killed 700 Sunni in Ramadi. 700 Sunni in Ramadi. Al-Munimr.
Very educational panel. It's incredible. The energy is very, very high. You'll be able to speak with the speakers who can stay later. Mr. Minister, I hope we're a little bit longer, but we'll get you in about 5 to 10 minutes. Is that okay? Thank you for your patience. Thanks for your patience.